Hello and welcome to No Man's Land. I'm Senara, and today we're building the framework for a honey farm, setting up a cactus farm, building a squid farm, and building a witch farm. Starting out, you'll notice that there's a lot of flowers behind and all around me, and that is because I've been bone mealing a lot of this grass, trying to find the majority of the colors that we need, as well as the other flower types for decoration and dye coloring. I found a handful of blue, which is important so that I don't have to use up lapis lazuli. However, I definitely want to get a flower farm. Probably a couple, actually, so that I can get every single dye, or at least as much as possible. I'm also gonna take care of a squid farm today as well. That's not even gonna take very long, it's just digging a bit of a hole. On top of that, I want a honey farm and a tree farm, and I need the honey farm before I can build the tree farm, but I've run into a bit of a situation. I am entirely out of redstone. I had to go mining for a little bit more just to finish the nether projects after having deleted the majority of the redstone that I did have, since I lost my equipment and my redstone box in the nether when I reset it, which means all of my netherite tools, besides the sword and this axe, is all gone. So I need more redstone. I'm gonna definitely have to go mining for a little bit because I have zero, and I need some in order to build a witch farm so that I can have a renewable source of redstone, which also means I should probably get the villagers set up a little bit better. Now, I need redstone before I can make the villagers' lives a little bit better, and I need tools before I can build a witch farm. I need the tools from the villagers, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get one working pickaxe, mine for 1 hour, build up witch farms around 2 witch huts, which I have already located. So let's go get a tool, mine for a bit, build a witch farm, and then set up the villager trading system. My wallet, however, was not in the nether during the reset, so I still have all of the netherite, diamond, and emeralds and beacons that I had originally going in, so that's good. It at least gives me plenty to trade with, which is what I need. Yep, and these villagers are still in their hole. All right, after about an hour or an hour and a half of mining, I got a stack plus 17 redstone blocks. That's going to be plenty to build the witch hut farm, so I am gonna go do that really quickly, and then I'll talk to you guys about it. All right, I have finished the witch farm in the nether. There's now a torch path, which actually leads all the way to a nether fortress, which at some point I want to build another wither skeleton farm, and that's the place that I want to do it at. It's a little bit nicer than the other spot because there's less that I need to spawn proof. So in that situation, losing the nether actually ended up being a good thing. Now here is the witch farm. On the other side of the portal, this is essentially it. This is all you see. This is all you interact with. It's an on-off switch and some chests. That's it. That's all I want the interaction to be. At the end of the long hallway is actually a squid farm, and we'll talk about that in a second, but this area is all that I really needed for the witch farm. It essentially just organizes all of the drops and puts them right here for you, the player. And down at the end of the long hallway is a little stairway and a chest. The chest is filled with ink sacks. If you stand here, and you literally just have to stand here where the chest is, this will start to just overflow with ink sacks. If you were to run up on this building randomly, essentially you would see a hallway from nowhere that leads to nowhere. It's just like the wither skeleton farm that we lost in the nether. It's just an interior. I'm not really too concerned about the exterior of this building because there's no way to get in or out. And there are 2 other buildings. Those are the witch farms. I found 2 witch huts close together, close enough that I was able to place an AFK chamber close between the 2 of them, and also make it a hallway that leads to an AFK chamber for a squid farm. The squid farm is just a hole from a little bit of a drained river. Now, I drained the river with some sponges that I got from an elder guardian that I went ahead and killed 3 of in a temple to kind of preemptively get that out of the way so that I can eventually turn that into a guardian farm. For now, all I've done is killed the 3 guardians and collected 3 sponges from them. The witch farm is essentially a shifting floor that works by having a series of string attached to tripwire hooks at the end of a very long platform that moves back and forth depending on whether or not a witch is standing on top of it. The witches funnel into the center after being shuffled down to the floor, where they fall into a kill chamber with mine carts. The entity cram them to kill them. Their drops go into a dropper that is then shot into a water stream. That water stream then carries the items all the way down a very long corridor up into an item collection system that sorts them automatically into chests. That way, all of the items are brought to me in my AFK chamber where all the chests are, where the nether portal is, so you don't ever have to leave the AFK chamber. Everything is brought to you nice and conveniently. Also, from the AFK chamber, there is a lever which is connected to a series of slime blocks and pistons and redstone blocks that essentially is a very long wire for an on-off switch. You flick the lever and all of these will fire in unison to turn the system on or off, which essentially just determines whether or not the floor moves back and forth. Now, the design for both of these farms comes from Ilmango, and I will put the link to his videos in the description below. The Squid Farm works by having 4 water columns that are all falling down. The squid try to swim through it, but fall in between the center bits of it and then fall down the center because there's no water for them to cling on to, as well as the water is also pushing them down. Now, squid only have 3 hearts, so they only need to fall 6 blocks of distance in order to take enough damage to die. So they essentially don't need to fall very far. The issue with squid is their spawning methods. Typically, you need to remove the river for a large area in order to make a squid farm that works. I got extremely lucky and found a portion of river that was exactly as big as I needed it to be, that was not very large, so I didn't have to actually end up clearing out a lot of the water, because everywhere else that was water, no squid could spawn. Now that we have the witch farm completed and the squid farm, we actually have a lot of things that we need in order to keep moving forward. Now, remember, a lot of what I wanted to do as far as adding some detail to the buildings and just kind of getting some things going involved a lot of dyes, particularly a lot of black dye. So the squid farm allows us access to the black dye. Another thing that I needed was a lot of cyan terracotta. Now, I've designed my own villager trading hall, curing system, breeder, contraption that will do everything that I want a masked villager trading system to have. So it'll essentially be for my villager trades that I want to do in massive amounts. Now, I do still want to have some buildings on top of the mountain that are kind of specific to a category, and then we'll have some things going on there. So a library, and I'll have library villagers in there, and that's where I'll do the bulk library trades, as well as get books and everything that I would use a library villager for. There will also be a weapons and armory station where there will be a couple blacksmiths and armorers and weapons, things of that nature. Just some different themed buildings just to give some more life on top of the mountain. But there's also going to be times where I want about 5 shulker boxes of cyan terracotta, like right now, for the builds that I want to do. Now, in order to get the cyan terracotta, I need redstone, and the witch farm will give me all of the redstone that I need in order to build the villager trading system that I have in mind. And I don't have to go mining for it, which is kind of a big thing for me. I don't mind mining, but I don't want to keep all of those resources. But essentially, there are spoilers, again, inside the mountain. Now, they will be taken out by the next episode. It's essentially just the layout of the villager trading system, and hopefully I can get that built up here soon after a couple days of AFK at the witch farm. But I do think I'm going to wait on everything that I've done for the villager trading hall until the next episode when it's all completed. I've got a week to work on it. Hopefully have something a lot more cool to show off. For now, this has not been the entire episode. I've actually done a couple of other things in preparation. Now, I do need the actual color cyan, because I'm pretty sure I can convert other terracotta blocks into cyan terracotta as long as I have the cyan dye. And cyan is created with blue and green. Now, I haven't created any flower farms yet, and I'll probably get that done next episode along with the villager trading hall, because that's not going to take very long. But for now, I have made a small cactus farm. Now, the cactus farm is just tucked away underneath the iron farm, just kind of forgotten about. We don't need to see it. Out of sight, out of mind. It works. Nothing spawns over here. Great. And now we got a steady supply of cactus, which will help in all of the cyan need. Now, behind me, you'll notice something else. That something else is essentially a massive system of these. This is something that I've had sitting over here for quite a while now, and it's a design by Ilmango again. So that's 3 Ilmango farms, and I will get the links to all of his videos videos in the description below. Now this one essentially works by just being a dispenser with a ton of glass bottles. They dispense on top of the hive, and then honey is collected down here. Now I've had this running for quite a while, and so far I have 36 blocks of honey. I want and need more, a lot more. I think I have enough actually to build the tree farm that I had in mind, but this is what I've been working on. Now I have not created the interior for this yet, and I'm not entirely sure how I want it to work. I might end up building an entire storage system in here and end up removing all of these blocks and just get something in here to kind of make for a better storage system, and then have these farms feed into one singular storage system. For now, this is the bee farm. However, you may notice there are no bees. This entire system can hold 34 beehives. I have 14. I desperately need to get more beehives and create a bee sanctuary to make sure that they are all filled with bees, and create a little bee breeding center so I can make sure that they each have 3 bees before moving on. Now I know I can make some bee hives instead of bee nests, but I do want bee nests, so I might just make a little farm that forces them to spawn, and then I can fill this up with bee nests and have a completed honey farm. For now, I'm gonna say this is completed. I haven't put any glass bottles in there yet. I really just need to go to the end, turn on the sand farm, and then smelt some sand to create some glass bottles, and then fill it with glass bottles. Have not done that yet. I also want to fill half of this up with shears, so half of it will be producing honey, the other half will be producing honeycomb, and that way I'm getting all of the block. And actually, now that we've made all of this progress on all of our farms, I kind of want to make a separate list. A list to kind of help me keep better track of the things that I've been doing. Essentially, a list to help me better organize the farms so that I know what I'm doing a little bit better. Now, I'll label each of the farms with an item frame, and we'll put an item in the frame to signify what the farm is. Right, so we have a couple different farms now and a few to record on this board. First off, we have the Hogland Farm. Now, I don't have 64 farms prepared to put onto this list, but we will eventually add more farms to this ever-growing list. Now, I would like for it to be that on the left are farms that I want to build but haven't built yet. On the right are farms that are built and in perfect condition. In the middle are farms that are built but need some work. For now, on the far right side, the sand duplicator works perfectly, exactly as intended. Witch farm works perfectly, exactly as intended. Piglin bartering works perfectly, exactly as intended. The gold farm, the squid farm, the nether tree farm, the basalt generator, and the gunpowder farm all work perfectly, exactly as intended. And so we can turn the light on for those guys so that I know that the spot has been taken, and these are what I'm working towards, is having the far right side have more lights on than the left side. Now, the left side, these are going to be farms that I have not built yet at all. Mushroom farm, smelting center, melon and pumpkin farm, cocoa bean farm, tree farm, raid farm, flower farm, netherwort farm, drowned farm, villager trading hall, ghast farm, blaze farm, wither skeleton farm, and shulker farm. Now this is a big list, and some of these are going to be pretty big projects, and a few of these will get moved down immediately, like the villager trading hall. I'll be moving that next episode. The flower farm, I will be moving that next episode. Oh, can't forget the guardian farm. Put that up there. I'm going to try and get the smelting center taken care of as soon as possible, because now that I'm smelting all of this glass, it's getting pretty annoying. So I'm gonna get that up and running very quickly. The shulker farm is actually not gonna be possible to build for quite a while until the new update comes out, but there will be a mechanic in which you can farm shulkers. I will be building a farm immediately. The tree farm I will take care of as soon as I get the honey farm up and running, and I might be able to get that next episode, maybe. Depends how much time the villager trading hall takes up. Everything else will come shortly enough. I do want to get a blaze farm set up soon so that I don't have to go searching for magma cubes if I ever want to use them again, which I do kind of like to use them periodically for a few different projects. Now this does leave a few other farms, the ones in the middle: the slime farm, skeleton farm, egg farm, honey farm, and spider farm. Also the Hogland farm. I think I ate the last one. So the reason that I'm putting these ones in the middle and considering them incomplete is, well, one, the honey farm, it's incomplete. I need to put the bees in there, and then it'll be fine. I do want to adjust the output, so until the output is completed, I'm gonna call it incomplete. So until I've built a storage system, it's going to be incomplete. The spider farm, as well as the skeleton farm and the slime farm, I just want to set up all of their output to in here so that I don't have to go there to get the items. The items will be brought here. The egg farm is a little different. I just don't need all the eggs, so I'm probably going to convert that into a chicken farm and set it up so that these eggs are instead hatching chickens that are growing up and being converted into some feathers, so that I can have some feathers to write some books. We have made quills of progress yet again. Just an amazing amount. I feel so good about all of it. Now, it's not the progress I wanted to make. I do want to get the detail work done on the exterior of the mountain because I'm making a lot of headway towards the buildings that go on top of the unfinished mountain. So next episode is probably going to be getting the villager system all set up and in place, possibly building a raid farm and maybe a handful of other farms, and then the episode after that will be entirely dedicated to completing the detail work on the exterior of the mountain. If the entire episode is one long time lapse of doing the mountain, then that's what it will be. For now, I have been Senara. This is No Man's Land. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.